Seams and spans. In the previous tutorial, we learned about creating curves and also the components of curves. In this tutorial, we'll look on the important property of a curve, seams and spans, which plays a vital role on how a NURBS object deforms. Now, before going into this lesson, we're going to look at the difference between creating curves with edit points and Control Vertex Curve tool. Now let's go ahead and create a curve with CV Curve tool. As always, we go to the Create menu and click the CV Curve tool. Watch as I click on to place the control vertices. The control vertices are created at the point's click, and the curves are placed at a distance from the point. Now let's hit Enter to come out of this tool. Go ahead and create a curve with the EP tool. Go to Create menu and open up the option box for the EP Curve tool, and reset the tool once. Now, if I click over the interface to create the curve, watch what happens. Instead of creating control vertices, we click to create edit points for the formation of a curve. Here, the curve forms not away from the point, but on the point itself. Thus, we can place the curve at the precise location using this method of creation. Now, hopefully you understand the difference between the two. We can also just draw a curve using a brush. Well, what's that? Go to Create and go to Pencil Curve Tool option box and reset the settings, and we'll leave them with default. Now, on to the interface. Just click and hold and draw to create a curve. Simple as that. With enough of that, let's go ahead and learn about seams and spans. For that, we need to know about the important parameter of the curve, the U parameter. Right-click over the curve and go to the Control Vertex mode. Now we have a rectangular shape and a U shape at the beginning of the curve. What's all this? Well, any point in a 3D space have three dimensions, the X, Y, and Z. Thus, a NURBS object has two internal dimensions, one the U and the other is a V. Thus, U being the length of the curve, V being the width. Can also be vice versa. But we're not able to see V here, are we? Well, where is it? It's because, well, the curve has only the U parameter. It has no width. The V parameter can only be seen with NURBS surfaces. So, the points in curves are placed at a particular value in the U parameter of the curve. The 0 unit of the parameter being the rectangular box, and these points next to them are placed at particular units along the U parameter of the curve. Now, the distance between this rectangular box and the U is called a seam. The distance between the two edit points represents the span for any curve. If it's for this curve, which is short, we can calculate the spans by calculating the number of edit points. But what if it's a long curve? We can't count them always, and also the time factor would play a huge role over that. For that, we can always go to the Attribute Editor window with the object selected, and then we can check the number of spans in a curve over here in this span option of the Attribute Editor. Also, we can check out the degree of the curve over here. Now, if you look closely, we have an option called Form, and it highlights an option called Open. Now, what's all that then? Well, actually, more than just an open, we have three forms of curves, and they include the open curve, also the closed curves, and the periodic curves. Now, what's all this? Well, hang on, and we'll take a look at those in our next lesson.